Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh be in the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. Yahweh Shai be in the name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. This is the brother Yair Dot at WFI Indiana camp, coming to y'all with a quick cloaking through the spirit, just going into the darkness of this land. You understand? And being in the land of darkness, you understand we still got to emerge and continuously be that light. All right, in these last days, right? So we're going to kick it off. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to kick it off with the book of Job, chapter 10 and verse 22. And it reads, a land of darkness as darkness itself. And this is that land of darkness, man. Babylon the Great, Egypt, Syria, so on, the list, Sodom and Gomorrah, the list goes on. This land does nothing but promote and push darkness. Everywhere you go is nothing but darkness. Guess what? At so-called 1 p.m. in the day, guess what? It's darkness, man. All right, you turn on the TV, guess what? It's darkness. You turn on the radio, darkness. You go drive your car, you looking around you, and guess what? It's darkness. You go to work, darkness. All right, you go to the store, darkness. It's darkness everywhere, man. Everywhere you turn and look, darkness is being shown. All right, it says, as darkness itself and of the shadow of death, right? A shadow of death, because what does darkness bring about? What's that darkness that we talking about? We talking about the darkness of the world. We talking about the sin, the iniquity, the evil. You understand? That comes with darkness. All right, and guess what? That's the same darkness that does what? Leads to death. That same darkness leads to death, man. Right? It says a shadow of death without any order. And this land, what other land, all right, is a land that's just without order, man. They say they have order here in America, in Babylon. They say it's order, but it's not real order. All right, we're not too far removed from some years ago, right? Whether it was 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it was, from them storming the Capitol building, man. When Trump didn't get elected. And they stormed the Capitol building. All right, you got uproars that's going on in this land all the time, whether it be because of immigration, whether it be because of police brutality, whether it be because they marching for whatever woman, whatever it is. It's always an uproar going on in this land, and it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse, just like how it did during the time of Rome when you had these uprisings going on. All right. But it said without any order and where the light is as darkness. And this land does nothing but promote darkness being light and light being darkness. Right? If you following the scriptures, you wrong. If you see something that's off, you supposed to mind your business. If you see a transformer walk in the bathroom, then guess what? That's okay. That's what America promotes. That's what the world promotes. You understand? These are the programmings that they trying to put in the minds of the people, especially in the minds of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, the true children of Israel. All right, let me get this precept in Isaiah real quick. Isaiah chapter 5. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. So the Lord said destruction, death and destruction to people that call evil good. So like it, that call evil good and good evil, man. So woe unto them that when you following the scriptures to the best of your ability, they say that's wrong. They say that's off. They say, why you following that book? Or they say, you think you holier than thou. No, we just doing what our Father commanded us to do, which is to walk in the ways of the Lord. You understand? They say, y'all know how it go. This is nothing new. All right. It says, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And that's what this land does, man. It's all they do. Babylon the Great. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 107. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 107, and verse 10. It says, such as sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, being bound in affliction and iron, because they rebelled against the words of God, and contemn the counsel of the Most High God. What is that word contemn going into? It's going into overlooking it, or something that's not that deep. You going around it, right? You're not giving it the attention that it should have, right? Just you read about that in the book of Sirach 19, if I'm not mistaken, where it said, "He that contemneth small things shall fall little by little," paraphrasing greatly. All right, but people contemn the counsel of the Lord. People contemn, you understand, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. They see it, they read it, etc., but they don't apply it. You don't want to be like that, right? You can't be like that, man, because your life depends on it. All right, you got to apply the wisdom, knowledge, and the counsel of the Lord to the best of your ability in these last days, while we living in this land that's filled with nothing but darkness. You got to be that light in it. All right, it's up to you. You got to be that light. All right, let's go to the book of Psalms. Or actually, we can go to Proverbs chapter 6. Get the classic. Proverbs 6 and 23. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23. It says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. All right, so you being that light, you understand, is going to come by way of you doing what? Keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, and walking in the ways of the Lord. All right, even let me get that. We're gonna come back to this, but let's go to the book of John, chapter 12. All right, you got the law and the commandments, which is for that light. You also got Yahweh Shai, who's considered the light as well, or a light as well. All right, this is the book of John, chapter 12, and I'm gonna start at verse 35. Yeah, God. It's the book of John, chapter 12, and verse 35. It says, then Yahweh Shai said unto them, yet a little while is the light with you. What is that light? He's talking about himself. All right, being that light for unto them. All right, it says, I'm gonna read that again. It says, this is John 12 and 35. It says, then Yahweh Shai said unto them, yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while ye have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. So the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he was comparing himself to the light, because he is the light. You understand? Yahweh Shai, he's the law. He's the word. All right. But, hey, he said walk in the light, or walk with the light. All right. While he's here, or during that time period while he was there. All right. It says, verse 36, while ye have light, believe in the light, that ye may be children of the light. These things spake Yahweh Shai, and departed, and did hide himself from them. All right. So he said, while ye have light, believe in the light, talking about himself. And then it says that ye may be children of the light. If you believe in the Lord for real, then you gonna do the things that he say. All right, if you believe in the Lord, which is the light, you'll do the things that he say. And guess what? You'll be children of that light. You'll be walking in the light. You understand? You'll become that light. All right, let's go to get that in the classic in Matthew chapter 5. All right, this is Matthew chapter 5 and verse, I get right to the point, 16. Right, it says, let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. right? So it said, let your light so shine. All right, you got that light. But what's that light? The law, statutes, commandments, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the Lord has imputed unto you, being in his truth. And guess what? You got to let that be able to spring forth. You can't hide it like you read when you read before in this chapter, right? You can't hide it, right? You kind of shunning it, kind of put it under the bit. No, you suppressing it. Nah, you got to let it so shine that the Most High God may get the glory, you understand, through you, man. Because when people see how you moving and how you walking, etc., you out on your on your day to day, you understand, hey, how you act, guess what, they looking at that as a reflection, you understand, of the Most High God. You being in this truth, how they looking at you, guess what, that's what they gonna base their stuff off of. So if you moving wickedly, guess what, that's gonna be the representation, and that's not a representation that you want to give off at all, right? But back to the point, you being that light, let your light shine, man. Let those laws, statutes, and commandments, that good-willed spirit, that spirit of love, you understand, which ultimately goes to keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, hey, let that shine, man. All right, that the Most High God to get the glory in that. Okay, let's go back to that in Proverbs, right? So back to Proverbs, reading that again in Proverbs 6:23, it says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. All right, and ultimately that just goes into the truth, like you read about in Psalms 119 and 142 on down. So in these last days, you got to make sure that you abiding in the light, which is these laws, statutes, and commandments, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, in this land filled with nothing but darkness. All right, in this land filled with nothing but darkness, you don't want to become vain. You don't want to become somebody that's get immersed in it and become it. No, you want to be that thing that's shining bright in the midst of darkness, not somebody that gets overtaken by the darkness and now you just become a part of the darkness. You understand? Let me get this in Ecclesiastes real quick. One more. I believe that's Ecclesiastes 6, I think. Yeah, Khan. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, for he cometh in with vanity and departeth in darkness, and his name shall be covered with darkness. And that's how you don't want to be. You don't want to come in, you understand, with vanity, and your mind is always fixated and focused on vanity. You move in vanity. You becoming vain. How do you become vain, or acts of being vain? All right, let's get this in the book of Galatians. It's the book of Galatians, chapter 5, or so like it, chapter 6, and verse, we go right to the point. Verse 8, it says, for he that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. And that's vain. That's becoming vain. When you reaping corruption, you understand, when you reaping death, all right, that's vain. That's vanity. All right, and that's not how you want to be. You don't want to become vain or be associated with vanity. All right, but when you sow into your flesh, that's what happens. How do you sow into your flesh? You just drowning yourself in things that don't concern the Most High God, things that aren't pleasing in the sight of the Most High God, but just give it to your flesh constantly. But what should you do? All right, reading on, it says, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. Hey, and that's that light. All right, that's that light, which is life, everlasting life. All right, so going back to this, all right, it says, for he, back in the Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and 4, it says, for he that cometh in with vanity and departeth in darkness. So you come in with vanity, you submerge yourself in vanity, you'll be a part of that darkness, or you'll depart in darkness. It says, and his name shall be covered with darkness, and that's not what you want. All right, so Lord willing, our brothers and sisters continue to endure. All right, as these things that's coming, the season that we in, these different holidays and spirits and all these other different stuff, and wickedness increasing. Guess what? If the wickedness is increasing, like you read about it in 2nd Esdras chapter 5 and 1 on down, like you read about it in 2nd Esdras chapter 14, 13 on down, where the Lord told Ezra that these things that she see, you know, these evils shall be multiplied. It shall be more. It shall be more. You understand than what thou seest now. Paraphrasing greatly, right? But the point is, you got wickedness increasing, wicked spirits increasing. So what does that mean for you? That means you have to increase. Your good works have to increase, right? Your prayer has to increase. You meditating on the words of the Lord has to increase. Because if not, I mean, that's at that point, that's just simple physics. All right, guess what? You'll get overtaken. And that's not what you want in these last days. So Lord willing, brothers and sisters, continue to endure. That, Kwam Yasha Allah, Shalom, family.